And you were part of the scoring. How did you feel like you played that game?
Well, my goal was pretty much good passing from my teammates, so I just got to put it in an open net, so that was nice. But the second goal was the one that I assisted was a nice goal from our line, and yeah, good goal.
What do you want to show this week?
I'm sorry?
What do you want to show this week at this tournament?
I want to show my offensive abilities, and also that I can be a defensive player, and I want to be a defensive player, even though I'm not at my best in the defensive zone, but I want to be better at that, and then I want to show my offensive skills and my shot, and the way that I can make my teammates better and be an overall good player on the ice.
How comfortable do you feel in that first line center position? Is it kind of the same role you have back home?
Yeah, I've been back home a first and second line center, and I've got the same role pretty much that I have here, and I'm getting used to it. And I think it's the best place for me to be a first and second line center, because I think that I'm that type of a player to play there, and I think it's been good for me.
The Holinka, you weren't there, correct?
No, I was not.
Was that because you weren't left off the team, or were you sick or hurt?
I was left off the team. The first time I got to put on the jersey, the Finland jersey, was at Hämeenlinna in the Five Nations tournament. That was my first. That was my first tournament.
You scored quite the shootout goal there, I guess. Do you kind of consider yourself a good deker out there?
Yeah, it was my first game. I got to score in the second period first, and then in the shootout I got to. It was a deke that I've been using a lot back home, and I was comfortable with it. And I think I'm that type of player that dekes, and yeah, it was a pretty comfortable deke.
You had a chance to play professionally, make your Liga debut. I mean, what have you learned from that process?
Yeah, that came maybe as quite a surprise for me that I got this soon to go and play my professional debut, but it was very nice, and it was, probably the biggest thing in my career till this far, and I learned a lot, and I got to see how different or how much more it takes at that level than it takes at the level I've been playing before that, and it was a very, very nice experience for me.
How were you able to transition from the U18 to the U20 to the Liga this year? It's been a lot of changes for you, I guess.
Yeah, well, I pretty much thought that I'm going to be with the U18 pretty much the whole season, but then I started to get comfortable there, and I became a better player beyond the season, and then I got a chance to start training with the U20 and then to play with the U20, and that started to feel comfortable as well. And then in Liga, there were a lot of players injured and sick and stuff like that, so I got the chance to go try there, and yeah, like I said, it was came like as a pretty surprising thing for me, but in a positive way.
Did you start your youth hockey career like in the U.S. or in Canada, or where? How did that all start for you?
Yeah, I started in California pretty much. When I was so little when I lived in Canada, so in California, I started playing my first years there. I think like four years old, maybe 5. Yeah.
How much do you remember of your dad playing?
Well, I was so little that I'm kind of sad now that I didn't watch the games, because I would want to go watch some NHL games now. I was just playing hockey in the halls with my friends, so I'm kind of, I should have watched the games more. So I remember the games, but I didn't watch the games so much.
Like if you go to the rink now in Montreal, you still see a lot of number 11 Koivu jerseys. So why number 12 then?
Well, that wasn't my decision. It was the Team Finland that gave me number 12, but it's not I can play with whatever number. It's not a big thing for me.
Is your dad still involved in hockey back home,
or? Well, he's involved in TPS in some way. He's kind of doing something. I don't even really know what he is doing. He's not coaching anymore, but somehow he's with the TPS, and then he's not coaching me anymore or anything like that. But he gives me a lot of tips if I need them, and he tries to help me a lot if I want help and I need help at home.
Also, just curious about for you, now that you've kind of been in this position where you keep progressing, and it is your draft year, and was that on your radar as something that was going to be possible for you, and how do you feel about it now?
Well, when the season started, maybe I knew I was draft eligible, but I didn't think that I'm gonna or people are gonna see me that way, that I'm maybe going to get drafted. And I know it was always possible, but I didn't really think about it that much when the season started. And of course, I've thought about it now, but it's not something that keeps on going in my mind. It's just I know that it's coming, and I might get drafted maybe, and that's what I hope. But I don't know if I will. But that's what I'm hoping, and let's see what happens.
What's been the biggest difference for you compared to last year? Because you had some injuries. It was a hard season last year. What's been the biggest difference this year?
Oh yeah, well I got an injury last season in the start of the season, and I think my last season pretty much went downhill from there because when I got back it was kind of hard because I was so long out, and it was kind of getting the touch again of playing and like that. But then in the playoffs last season I think I got my touch better and I started to feel better on the ice and playing. And I knew that next season is going to be a big season for me, and the next summer is going to be a big summer for me to train, and then the next season I need to start playing maybe better than I did last season. That was my goal, and then it started when this season started. I started getting better every day.